Feeling your sitting bones rooted into the earth, into the prop, or into the chair. Feeling a natural length happening from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Maybe by just that awareness, your spine kind of lengthens a little bit on its own. Or if you're laying down, the shoulders drop back and down towards the floor a little bit more. Allow for the tongue to gently fall away from the roof of the mouth, relaxing the jaw. Welcome yourself as you are. Just imagine welcoming yourself as you are. Begin to welcome the breath as it is without changing it just yet. And when you feel ready, start to gently deepen your breath, breathing in and out through the nose if possible. Energetically following this line of energy as you breathe in, an awareness occurs from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And as you breathe out from the crown of the head, the awareness moves down to the base of your spine. Breathing in from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Breathing out from the crown of the head into the base of your spine. So not to say that we're actually breathing into our head or our pelvis, but rather the breath fills up the torso, and the awareness of the breath, we call the prana, the energy, the life force, continues upwards and downwards. And like that, following your breath like a wave in and out. We'll begin to hold the words, I am, softly in your mind. Allow and imagine the heart space to be open here. Relax your eyeballs down and back, softening your throat all the way into your heart. You can continue to deepen your breath or just allow for your breath to become soft and regular, whichever feels really gentle, whichever speaks to you right now, either a consciously deeper breath or something that is completely unchanged, just as accessible as possible. Allow the words I am to leave your mind and imagine or envision them above your head. Imagine the words I am growing larger and glowing softly with white light. Notice how they are formed. Are they rounded or scripted? Flowing or geometric? Notice how they appear to you in your mind's eye. Allow them to be what they are. Allow them to change if they wish to change. Imagine a circle of light surrounding the words as well as your head. As you breathe in and out, imagine the words growing and expanding with their light encasing your entire body with warmth, protection, and love. Now, as you inhale, think I. As you exhale, think am. I am. As you breathe in, imagine that you are directing the energy and warmth of your breath into the space between your eyebrows. And imagine I am floating there. Breathe in and out. On the inhale, think I. On the exhale, think am. Imagining the color indigo or deep violet now at this third eye center. If it seems more appropriate for you, you can continue to imagine white light instead. Sitting with I am in the space between the eyebrows. Imagining the space growing less dense, expanding outward and inward. Feel an opening in that space. Inhaling I, exhaling am. When you're ready, direct the breath towards the throat area. Feel an opening, a spaciousness growing in the throat area. And allow the light of I am to glow softly there. Breathing in I, breathing out am. Envisioning the clear blue of a summer sky softly radiating from the throat space. Feel the softness and freedom in the throat's opening and softening. I am. Directing your breath now towards the heart space at the very center of your chest. Allow that space to open and soften, expanding and filling with the vibration of I am. Breathing in I, breathing out am. Imagining a soft green light of the heart chakra, the green of a newly sprouted leaf at springtime, glowing in that heart space. You may also choose to imagine a soft pink, a clear white light, or any combination that arrives for you. Allow the I am to glow in the space of your heart. Notice the fullness and openness of this space in the front and the back of the body. Notice the expansion from the sides of the rib cage. Breathing in, I, breathing out, am. Direct the breath towards the navel center now, the solar plexus area, just below the sternum, where the ribs meet in the front of the body. Allow the I am energy of the breath to glow like the sun, allowing the solar plexus space to expand and open, becoming more spacious, becoming rarefied. Breathing in, I. Breathing out, and. Imagining the yellow glow of the sun radiating warmth all throughout the torso. I am. Directing the breath now towards the low back, between the hips, at the sacrum of the lower back, and at the front of the body in the pubic area. Allowing the space to open and soften to become more spacious at the sacral chakra. Breathing in, I. Breathing out, am. Imagining a soft orange glow, warming, opening, creating spaciousness throughout the sacral area. I am. Direct the breath towards the very bottom of the spine and to the soles of the feet, allowing the sitting bones to feel rooted and soft at the same time. Allow the soles of the feet to feel warm, to soften, and feel spacious and light. Imagining a deep and vibrant red light glowing at the root and the soles of the feet, whether you are attached to the seat or the earth. Allowing I am to breathe in and out with your body. Breathing in, I. Breathing out, am. Sitting with I am for just a few moments longer. You can bring the awareness back to that line of energy, inhaling I am from the base to the crown. Exhaling from the crown to the base, here, or grounded, or ready, or whatever it is you seek right now. Love, harmony, peace. Breathe that into your being at this fertile time at the end of meditation. And whenever you're ready, if you're on your back, we'll stay there wherever you are. If you'd like to create some small movements like wiggling fingers and toes, or rocking your head from right to left. And if you are seated, go ahead and make your way onto your backs as you're ready. We'll begin some movement there. If you tend to have any tenderness in the low back, feel free to take, a blanket underneath your back, as long as the blanket can be spread out and even so that it doesn't cause any asymmetries there. We'll begin the movement practice. Let's see if it's too dark here first. We'll begin the movement practice with the knees bent. All right. And the feet planted onto the floor. Feet go as wide as the mat. Knee points up to the sky, and taking the arms either out wide at your sides or into goalpost arms, if that's okay. And so we'll take a nice deep breath in here. As you breathe out, take a staggered knee twist to your right. So you'll roll to the outer edge of your right foot, the inner edge of your left foot. It doesn't matter if your knees go anywhere near the floor. And then on your next inhale, you'll come back to that center point. So your feet will plant and the knee points will come upwards. And then as you exhale, knees over to the left, outer edge of your left foot, inner edge of your right foot. And moving like this with your breath, inhaling, knee points up, plant your feet. Exhale, stagger, twist to your right. This time, your knees are to your right. Turn your left cheek to the mat and look past your left shoulder if that feels okay for your neck. And then on your inhale, you'll gaze up towards the sky, plant the feet, knees up. As you exhale, come over to the left side, stagger knee twist to the left as you turn your gaze to the right, drawing your right cheek towards the mat. And then inhale, make your way back up to center, plant your feet. Exhale, stagger, twist to the right, gaze to your left. And like this, with your breath, we'll move in and out. Inhaling, planting feet, knees up. Exhale, knees to the left, gaze to your right. Inhale to center. This time as we move to the right, we'll stay for a few breaths and stagger knee twist to your right. You can look towards your left if that's comfortable. You can always take a blanket or block or whatever you have underneath your knees, either both or one or the other, to support you in this twist. If you would like to or need to go a little deeper, you can take your right ankle to the top of the left thigh, flex your right toes strongly, and that's kind of going to act like a paperweight to draw your left knee point down. So that might feel good. And if it doesn't, you can let it go. And breathe here. We'll take 3 slow and deep breaths more. Inhaling, expanding into belly and ribs and chest. And exhale, a nice slow release. We will slowly release that right foot if it was on top of the left. Inhale, make your way back to center. Reset up if you need to so the feet are nice and wide. And then when you're ready to exhale, stagger, twist over to the left. You can draw your right cheek towards the mat and supporting as needed with props. Or you can go a little bit deeper, taking your left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Use that like a paperweight, drawing your right knee gently towards the floor. Yeah. Finding your breath, drawing the right cheek as close towards the mat as is comfortable for you. 3 long, slow, and deep breaths more here. Noticing how the breath can be like a catalyst for the poses, deepening just with your breath alone. And then when you're ready, when you finish your next exhale, release your left foot, knee points, draw back up. We'll keep the legs bent for now. We're going to go into the upper body. So we'll draw the right arm under the left, reaching the fingertips towards either shoulder. So I'll sit up for a moment in case you need a little bit more of a visual. So the right arm's under the left and you're reaching your fingers towards either shoulder. If you can't reach that far, don't worry about it. You can look something more like this, a little bit more spread out. So just doing what feels good. If you would like to, you can really get in there tight. Really reach, reach, reach. Okay, so this is a little bit of like a fascia self-massage technique. that we're gonna try. Okay, so peel to your feet back to about hip distance apart for this one. And then we're going to, if you have your fingers reaching to the shoulder blades, just let them relax out towards either side, but keep your elbows in tight if that worked for you. And just start to rock side to side. So at first, you might need to use your legs a little bit more until you kind of get the hang of moving in the middle of the back. Okay, so we're opening the thoracic spine, which really relies on us for mobility. It doesn't have a lot of its own. So self-massage techniques can be really helpful here. And so you're just rocking side to side. And if you're able to, you're rocking towards outer edge of each shoulder. So kind of rolling across the shoulder blades and then moving into each shoulder. You can hold on to the shoulders that works for you, right? This is really what is most helpful for you. At some point, you might move the legs a little less, right? But it doesn't matter if you don't. And breathe in and out. Again, we'll take a few more rock and rolls here. Great. Take your time to settle back to center. Let your knees knock in towards each other. Open the arms out to goal pose, taking a full breath there, letting the chest open. And we'll go to the other side. So now the left arm comes underneath the right. And if you're not sure if you did that before, you'll know once you start moving if you are on the other side. And then whenever you're ready, start to rock and roll on this side. Just checking in, noticing any changes or differences. And if you need to go into the full range of motion, or maybe you don't on this side. Breathing in and out however you can. Your head and neck can move freely if that works for you. A couple more to each side. Sometimes it'll get the lower back too. Yeah. And then when you're ready, settle back to center, let the knees gently knock in and really nice and big, open back up the goalpost, or maybe your arms come out wider like a T, and just take a full breath in and out there. Good. And when you feel ready, let your legs stretch out long, reach your arms all the way up overhead. Take a full body stretch in opposite direction. Point your feet, spread your toes, reach out through the fingers. Good, in and out breath. And then on your next inhale, journey your way into Banana Asana to the right. So you'll start to walk your feet over towards your right. You'll walk your arms over towards your right. You might lift your upper back off the floor just to kind of scooch on over to the right a little bit more if that's what serves you. We try to keep the left side body on the floor as much as possible. So we're not, totally lifting off the floor. We're trying to keep it grounded. It's okay if it lifts a little bit, but we just keep that in mind. And then if you need a little more here, as far as sensation goes, you can take the left leg and cross it over the right. And you can take the left arm to the right hand, to the left forearm wrist, and do like a little stretch and reach to the right. And whichever you've chosen there, really let your arms relax so that the shoulders can drop to the floor to the best of your ability. If they don't reach, you can always, tuck a blanket or even a pillow under your shoulders here. And then let your gaze, if it does feel okay, fall past your left armpit. Find your breath here. Inhales, expand into left side body. Exhales, left side waist draws gently in. And one more breath here. If that left leg was crossed over your right, gently release, slowly walk through center, stretch and reach in opposite direction. Inhale and exhale just for a moment. Release your arms at your sides. Let the body relax just for a full breath here, in and out. Awesome. And then we'll sweep the arms out up overhead. This time, let's flex the feet so the toes draw back towards the knees. Reach out through the fingers. Inhale, stretch and reach in opposite direction. And then exhale, relax that effort. And then inhale, journey your way over to the left. So you can draw your legs over towards the left as far as you need to. It doesn't need to be very dramatic. You can scoot your upper back off the floor for a moment to shimmy on over to the left. And then maybe you take your right leg, if it feels okay on the side, and cross it over your left. And you can also take your left hand, I keep getting mixed up here, to the right forearm wrist, pull and reach towards the left, and then relax your shoulders towards the floor. And if it does feel okay for your gaze, draw your gaze past your right armpit chest. Otherwise, you can look in any direction that works for you. Okay, and then find your breath here. Inhale, expand right side body out to the right. And as you exhale, draw back into midline. One more breath here. Good, and then take your time to slowly release your right leg off the left. Walk back through center. Inhale, stretch and reach. And exhale, draw your right knee into your chest. So you could be holding at the shin, or you can hold at the hamstring, whichever feels more doable for you. If that's a bit much of a stretch or an opening here, you can always bend your left leg and plant your left foot to the floor. Okay? So never a need to overdo it. When we're talking about the Vesha, we approach that discomfort, right? So we don't want to blast through it. We just want to say hello, right? We're not completely avoiding discomfort. And that's the practice, because that's where the growth happens, right? And something as simple as a stretch here might be slightly uncomfortable for a desired change, right? But we don't want to skip enjoyment either. So just really finding that balance for you, the middle path. And when it feels okay, you can start to roll your right ankle about 3 times in one direction. Breathing in and out. And reverse and go the other way about 3 times. Good, and I'm just gonna add on a little bit here if it feels right. Let your right foot relax, but keep your left toes active. So if your foot is planted into the floor, really root down through the left foot, and the left knee point works directly up towards the sky, so it's not going out towards the left. And if your leg is long, flex your left toes back towards your knee and reach out through the left heel. So nice and active in that bottom leg. So you can stick with that. Or for 3 breaths, we'll take a little bit of a core work here. So we'll inhale. And then exhale, draw your nose to knee and your knee to nose, right? And then another little up level, you might lift your left leg off the floor. And this is just an option. So we have 2 more breaths there. Big belly breaths. Inhale, exhale. Maybe you curl up a little bit more using your abdominals. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out, slowly release your head down. Let's interlace our hands behind the hamstring if they aren't already there, and extend your right leg to the sky. Now, it's totally a-okay to have a bent knee as much as you need to, okay? And we're gonna push the leg into the hands, and the hands pull back in that leg. So your arms might go straight here. You have a little push-pull isometric action, and it's not unusual to feel like a little bit of shakes, as long as it's not too uncomfortable and you can breathe. That's a key sign of the practice. You want to be able to breathe in and out. If you can't breathe comfortably, it might be too much, right? Relax your face. Take 1 more breath. Good, and now ease up that push-pull and just pull the leg towards you as much as you need to, unless you're already there, for your unique hamstring stretch. Okay, and then let's inhale, point the foot, and exhale, flex. And just 2 more times. Inhale, point the foot, exhale, flex. And keep those toes flexed when you're ready, and take another couple of breaths here, long, slow, and deep. You're pulling in as much as you need to feel the stretch. And if you do require to go up a little higher of the leg, of course you can do that. Good. Go ahead and bend your right knee and just take your right hand to the shin, left arm out to the side. We're going to take an open hip stretch, flex your right toes, reach out through the left foot or the left foot's planted. Breathe in, breathe out, draw that right knee out to the right. So kind of opening that inner thigh. Keep your left hip plugged into the floor. The left arm can move out to the side, or even the palm can plant like an anchor. Good. Take another full breath in and out. Inhale, draw that leg back through center. Let both the legs go straight or both knees bent, whichever is more comfortable. Arms at your sides. Just a couple of breaths here in awareness. Noticing right side, left side. Simply aware. Simply this. Good, and then when you're ready, let's inhale, reach your arms up overhead, stretch and reach in opposite direction. And then exhale, draw your left knee into your chest. And here again, you can hold at the shin, or maybe you're at the hamstring there. Good, and then start to roll your left ankle in one direction about 3 times, breathing in and out. And the other direction. Good, and then relax that left foot and let's reach out through that right foot. If your leg is bent, you're really planting your right foot into the earth. You'll feel the engagement of the leg. And then the right knee is pointing directly up towards the sky. Yeah. And breathe. So you can stay right here or breathe in. Breathe out, lift your head up, tuck your chin to your chest, and pull that left knee in towards you as much as feels okay. Maybe you hover your right leg off the floor. Good. We have 2 more breaths here. Big belly breaths in and out. Gaze into the belly button. That's going to help you use your abdominals here. Breathing in. Good. Breathing out slowly. Release your head. Release that right leg, but keep it nice and active. And then we'll extend the left leg up to the sky. Interlace your hands around the left hamstring. So just assess how bent you need that left leg to be. If you need to, take care of yourself. Good. Press left leg into the hands. Hands pull back into the leg. So this little push-pull action here. Yeah, and you're straightening up into the arms perhaps. Good. A little shakes is normal. You might even feel an engagement of your glutes. That's okay. And breathe in and out. Good. Inhale. Relax that effort. Exhale. Just pull that leg in. If it isn't already at your deeper stretch, a place where you can still breathe comfortably. Reaching out through that right leg. And then we'll work with the foot. So inhale, point the foot. Exhale, flex. Good. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. 2 more. And keep those toes flexed. We have another 2 nice, long, deep breaths in and out. Relax your face as much as you can. Relax your shoulders down and away. Alrighty, bend your knee. Catch hold of the left shin with the left hand from the outside of the leg, and the right arm releases out to the side. Flex your left toes up to the knee, reach out through that right heel, breathing in, breathing out, open the left knee out to the left, open hip stretch, keeping your right hip plugged towards the floor. So it's a little bit of a core pelvic stability exercise. And we'll take another full breath there. Good, draw that left knee back through center, and this time bring both your knees into your chest. A little freestyle here. So you can squeeze holding from the shins, or maybe you hold from the hamstrings, work the base of the spine to the floor. Maybe you rock a little bit side to side, massaging the low back of the earth. Good. You can create some hip circles, taking your palms gently at the kneecaps and start to create some hip circles in one direction. We're going to take just about 2, maybe 3 more breaths here. And if you made those hip circles, go the other direction. Good. All right, you guys. Final back movement. So we're going to bend the leg, knees are above the hips, tabletop position where the ankles are just slightly higher than the knees. Flex the toes towards you. Take the arms down at the sides, plant the palms. Draw the shoulder blades down and back. So we're going to inhale here, a little core oblique work. As you exhale, draw the knees over to the right. You don't have to go so far because you're going to inhale, come back up to center, using your core as much as it's comfortable. Plant the low back into the floor. Exhale, knees over to the left. We call these Jathara twists. Good. Inhale back through center. If you want to up level some somatics here, draw the knees to the right and look to your left. Good. Inhale back to center. If this is a bit too much, keep your feet planted. Exhale to the left, gaze to the right. Inhale back to center. And you can even pop up onto your toes just to up level there if your feet are grounded. Yeah. Inhale, center, exhale, other side. Good. Breathing in and out. Exhale into the twist. Good. We have 1 more to each side. Nice work. Slowly come on back through center. You can rock up to sit if that's your jam, or you can just roll to one side. Use your hand to press yourself up and into a seat. We're going to meet in tabletop. If you have a blanket there, feel free to keep it for, underneath your knees if that's suitable for you. We'll come on into tabletop position. So the knees are hip distance, wrists are below your shoulders. You can spread the fingers nice and wide. Coming on into cat and cow. So we'll tuck the toes, breathing in, lengthening your heart forward, tailbone to the sky, gaze is slightly forward or slightly up. Breathing out, tops of the feet press, curl tailbone up and in, puff the upper back, gazing into your navel. Get in like a wave with your breath, tucking toes into cow shape, hips high, shoulders back and down, breathing in. Breathing out, tops of the feet press, curl tailbone up and in, puffing upper back, gaze in. And we're going to take 4 more here, tucking toes, inhaling, heart shines, tailbone to the sky. Breathing out, tops of the feet press, curl tailbone up and in, gazing inward. Inhaling, tuck toes, heart lifts, shoulders back and down. Exhalation around. Trust your breath to initiate the movement. And after this, we have 1 more. And when you're ready, come on back to neutral spine. Make your way into child's pose. So knees come nice and wide, 2 big toes touch. Send your hips back to your heels and walk your arms out in front, letting your forehead touch down. And then just gently rock your forehead side to side, massaging that third eye center against the surface of the ground. And settle back to center. We'll take a shoulder stretch here if that's okay with you. Otherwise, you can always stay in child's pose. We'll lift up just enough so that you can weave your left arm behind the right. So you'll thread the left arm towards the right. And then you'll release your left shoulder to the floor, or maybe, you have it under a block, or rather, your head would go underneath the block, left side of the head down to the block or a floor. And if you don't have the block there, a floor, the floor, if you don't have a block and you need something there, you can always take, a little bit blanket or a pillow. Now let's walk the right fingertips up towards the top of the mat. And if it's suitable for you, you can tension the palm. So you can press up onto the fingertips and then draw that right shoulder blade back down and in towards the back body. Inhaling into any tight spaces that might exist here in the upper back. And exhale, keep the prana, keep the energy there, and just breathe out. Two more breaths here. Good, and we'll then again lift up just enough to let that left arm come long. And then the right arm weaves behind the left to the left side of the room. So releasing your left shoulder to the mat, right side of the head to the floor or a prop. And then you can walk your left fingertips up towards the top of the mat. And again, if it feels okay, you can tent up the palms, pressing into the fingertips. And whichever you chose, draw that left shoulder blade back down and in. So the left shoulder blade tucks into the ribs, the back body. And as you inhale, breathing into any tight spaces or tension. Relax your face and jaw. So typically the body will have a reaction, whether it's here, another shape, or in daily life when we're averted to something or we're approaching something that we rather avoid. And usually it occurs as a, constriction somewhere or a tightening. So it's my belief that the yoga practice creates space in the body. It allows for us to approach these areas of resistance with breath. In the context of practicing on our mat, we might be able to explore this option of the Vajravid or approaching what's uncomfortable, so that in our daily life, we can create more space around those tight spaces, so to speak. In a practice like yoga, we begin to notice the sensations in our bodies, to shapes, and how that's connected into our mood, our behaviors, what we avoid, what we cling to. And the key here is loving kindness and compassion to ourselves throughout all of it. And then we'll slowly release that right arm. Stretch the arms out long in front. Let the forehead touch down for one more full breath in and out. And then we'll slowly start to peel ourselves up to briefly sit back towards your seat. Shift your hips to one side and swing the legs around in front. And so you can sit up on a prop as well, or right into the blanket, arms to either side of you. Let's do our footwork, our little joint-free footwork here. Have your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. We're going to inhale and spread the toes really far apart. And then exhale, squeeze the toes like a tight little toe fist. And we're just going to take that 3 more times. Inhale, spread the toes really far apart. Exhale, squeeze the toes in a tight little toe fist. Good. Inhale, spread. Exhale, scrunch. You can close your eyes or be watching your toes. We'll take 2 more. Good. Relax your toes and start to roll your ankles in whichever direction they prefer. And so maybe they're moving in the same direction or opposite of each other, it doesn't matter. Just breathing continuously in and out. If you ever feel a need to breathe in through the nose, maybe sigh out of the mouth, feel free to do that. In reverse, go the other way, breathing in and out. Good. And then relax your feet. Let's bring them together. So here we're going to inhale, draw the soles of the feet together. One of my teachers calls this, like namaste of the feet, drawing them in inversion. And then as you exhale, draw the outer edges of the feet towards you. So the tops of the feet work towards each other. Yeah? And so inhale, soles of the feet work towards each other. Some of you might be able to touch your soles of the feet. Others, and you may be nowhere near. So don't worry about it. Tune into the sensation. What's happening for you in your feet, your ankles, the sides of your legs. Exhale, open. So the tops of the feet work towards each other. The outer edges of the feet pull back towards you. Inhale, soles of the feet towards each other. Exhale, outer edges of the feet towards each other. Good. And taking that 3 more times. Inhale, soles of the feet together. Exhale, pulls back. Good. And when you're ready, relax your feet. Take a breath in and out in awareness of your ankles and feet. All they do for you. And let's find a crisscross seat. You can again sit in a chair if that's more comfortable. We'll do a few movements here. If you're comfortable in half lotus, I don't want to take that away from you. Feel free to do that. I wasn't going to, but now that I'm here, I think I will. It doesn't matter which foot you have on top or which one's in front of you. If you're seated in a chair, you don't have to worry about it at all. Okay, so we're going to inhale and sweep the arms up overhead. Look between the palms. As you exhale, take your right hand down, sweep your left arm up overhead. It doesn't matter how far you reach. You might be up a little bit closer or walking a little bit further out. And you're always welcome to bend your elbow to any amount. And swivel that left pinky finger in towards you. Roll the heart and chest open. Maybe you look straight ahead or you look up past that left arm. If you'd like, you can let the right ear kind of drip to the shoulder, stretching through the side of the neck. I'm taking 2 more breaths here, tuning into where you might be feeling this. Good, and then on your next inhale, arms sweep up overhead. You can look up. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm sweeps up and over. Okay. Rooting down through the right sit bone. Find a gaze that works for your neck. Okay. You can let your left ear drip to the shoulder if that works for you. Eyes open or closed, always your choice. Good. Inhale, arms sweep on up overhead. As you exhale, turn your heart and chest to the right and fold over that right leg. So maybe you come just to frame that right foot. So if you're in a chair, you'd be folding towards your leg. Your hands can rest at your thigh and you can kind of bend your elbows and fold forward like so. Otherwise, you can walk your arms out as far towards the right corner as feels good for you. And then your head can hang. Draw your chin to your chest and your nose towards your knee. And take some nice, deep, hydrating breaths into the left side body, left low back, wherever you're feeling this. Relax your jaw. And when you're ready on your next inhale, slowly walk your hands back up through center, sweep them up overhead. Exhale there. Inhale, turn your heart and chest towards the left leg, and then exhale, fold over the left knee. And again, if you're in the chair, your hands can rest at the thigh or knee, and then bend your elbows and draw your nose towards your knee, like so. Otherwise, you can walk your hands as far towards the left corner as works for you, folding over that left leg. Taking some nice deep hydrating breaths into the right side body, right low back, or wherever you might be feeling this. One more breath there. And start to walk your hands a little bit closer towards you. Inhale, squeeze those arms up. Exhale, fold through center. So again, as far as you need to go, it could be right where you landed, or maybe you walk out a little bit more, come down into your forearms. Your forehead can rest on a prop if that's what works for you, or your head can hang in space. Breathing into the back body or wherever you might be feeling this. Hips, low back. Just one more breath there. And then inhale, start to lift back up. Walk your hands back through towards the legs and then switch crisscross with your legs. So again, if you're seated, you just stay as you are with your legs, your feet planted. If you have crisscross, see which is in front and switch that if that works for you. If it doesn't, you don't have to worry about it. You can stay as you are. And settle back on into your seat. We're going to take the arms up, breathing in. And this time, take your hands all the way behind you. Interlace the fingers and interlock the thumbs. Squeeze the shoulders onto the back. Lift the heart and chest. And maybe you look up as you open your heart to the sky. If interlacing your hands, I'm going to just turn here. If interlacing your hands does not feel good for your shoulders, you can have light fists behind you and you're just stretching back like so. Okay. Another breath. If you have your hands not interlaced, hang tight. If you do have your hands interlaced, we're going to take your knuckles towards the right side body. Okay? So you're bending your elbows and you're letting your knuckles hang right above the hip. Draw that right elbow back behind you, draw the shoulder blades down and back. If your hands are not connected, you can have your left hand at the right low back and your right hand can maybe hang on at the hip, interlace with your hands lightly, or just hang at your right thigh. Okay. Otherwise, here you are. Squeeze the heels of the palms together. Draw that right elbow point back behind you. Breathe in, crown of the head to the sky. Breathe out. Draw your left ear to your left shoulder. Yeah. And we'll take 2 breaths there. Inhale up to center. Breathing in. Exhale to your right. 2 breaths there. Inhale up to center. Take your hands back behind you. Open through the heart and chest. Exhale to the other side. Start to bend your elbows. Take the knuckles right above the hip there. And again, if your hands are not interlaced, your left hand can hang out at the thigh, right hand at the left low back. You draw that left elbow point back behind you. Good. And squeeze the heels of the palms together if you do have that interlaced. Inhale. Exhale, draw your right ear to your right shoulder and take 2 breaths there. Inhale, head back up. Exhale, take your left ear to your left shoulder and take 2 breaths there. Inhale, back up. Take your hands behind you, open through your heart and chest. Exhale, slowly release your hands to your knees. And on your next inhale, arms sweep up one more time. Exhale, fold through center one more time. So this might be a different side for you. If not, no worries. Repeating the same thing is always helpful. You can walk any way as far as you need to, letting your head hang, relax your face and jaw. And then lifting up just enough. Walk your hands back in. Let's either manually or, however you'd like to take your legs right on out in front. We're going to take our final stretch, Pachimatanasana. I'm going to demonstrate taking it with a bolster underneath the knees, so the legs are out in front. So you could take a rolled up blanket, two blocks, a pillow, whatever you have if you'd like. Otherwise, your legs are stretched out in front. Knees can be slightly bent or not at all, whatever works for you. Scooching the seat a little side to side. You can always sit up on a prop. That might help for you to stack your shoulders above your hips. And then when you feel ready, inhale, sweep your arms up, flex your toes back towards you. Exhale, hinge from the hips, start to fold forward, and your hands can go wherever is comfortable, maybe at your shins, to either side of your legs, at props, maybe your feet, but it doesn't have to be that way. And then if the back has any sort of pain right now, it might be helpful to keep your spine long and then just draw your chin to your chest, and you can get that posterior chain stretch, the whole back body stretch, just by drawing your chin to your chest. So you could do that with whichever variation you've chosen. The other option is to let your spine round to any amount over the legs. Flexing your feet, right? Another option would be to let your feet totally relax. We're going to take 4 more breaths from here. Long breaths out. Completing your next round of breath. Slowly make our way up and into your final rest, which might be laying flat on your back, or the option to do legs up the wall, legs up the chair, legs up the couch, whatever you have going on. Feel free to do that. And I always like to say, make sure that you have something underneath your back, even if you journey away from your mat, so that your low back is comfortable, if that's the option you're choosing. Feel free to snuggle up layers, a blanket, right? I know you're home, but really make it luxurious and take care of yourself. It is 6:45, so if you have to go, I totally understand. But first, try to take a few breaths, and then you can head out. And then even with that said, even after I log off or we come out of the pose and you're super comfortable, you're welcome to stay. Okay. Finding your rest. Nothing left to do here. Just to be soaking up your practice. Not even any contemplation to do unless you want to. Just to be in the goodness of all that you are right now. If you had lights up the wall or chair, you can slide your knees in for passive knee to chest, so you can like press your feet into the wall or chair or whatever you have there. If you're on your back, you can start to create other little movements that feel good to you. Anything that the body wants to do. And wherever you're at, when you're ready, you can roll to one side if that happens to be comfortable, where you'll pause and we call fetal position with the knees in close and the arm as a pillow. And take your time to press. Keep into your hands and come on up and into the seat. So I'll close out today with the sound so hum. And so hum is Sanskrit for I am or I am that. So we'll chant that together if you wish. If not, you can just bask in it. So taking hands together, thumb to the heart if that works for you. We'll breathe in and out, and then we'll inhale for so hum. So exhaling out all the air you have now. Breathe in and out. Inhale for sound. So hum. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for your practice. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. It's great to be with you. Thank you for coming, genuinely. So good to see you.